Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today we're going to be talking about metamaterials known as well as MMAT. Now in this video we're going to bring new pieces of due diligence specifically as well towards the founder and CEO and some of the patents recently issued towards metamaterials and the publications. As well, we're going to be taking a look into the short volume and also showing what my views about this one is. So without further ado, let's jump right into this one. So metamaterials, my last video is in the description below, but let's start off quickly with some of the patents here. So if you haven't heard before or haven't seen some of my videos, metamaterials company really specializes in metamaterials. They recently acquired as well Nanotech Security Corporations for $90.8 million. And metamaterials here is a developer of high-performance functional materials and nanocomposites, and they today are previously announced that they're going to buy this company at a premium of 1.25 Canadian dollars. Now, this person here, George Pelikaras, he is well known for people who are following metamaterials, and so I started doing some digging relating towards publications on at least the publication side. This person is cited well over around 627 times. Since 2016, half of those occurred around 374 times. Now, in relation to some of these patents, so this one here, this is patent number 201900216268. This one was actually reported recently, so not far ago, around 2019, and it was assigned to medical wireless sensing around 11th of June 2021. And so for this one here, you're able to see it's a novel medical imaging systems that is based on radio wave signals at microwave frequencies and has unique properties. The system can be used for various diagnostic applications such as breast cancer detection, brain stroke detection, and assessment of internal bleeding, so trauma emergencies. And as you get to see, this person's name is literally right onto here, George Pelikaras, and he is one of the inventors on here. The applications towards this one again is relating towards medical, and it does show you some drawings or some sketches relating towards this one with different figures. But at least you get to an idea of what it is. The next one here, this one is still active and it will be expiring in 2036. This is another one where the inventor is George Pelikaras. So previously, as you get to see here, there's multiple different inventors. One of them is George Pelikaras. Currently assigned as well to Medical Wireless Sensing Limited, and you get to see some of the abstract here. There is provided a device arranged to couple electromagnetic imaging radiation from a source medium into electromagnetic imaging target. The device comprising of a first supporting component having a thickness of no greater than a wavelength of electromagnetic imaging radiation. And you get some sketches here. And then it says the first supporting component supports a planar or planar array of first conducting elements, wherein each first conducting element has a first dimension no greater than a first wavelength of the electromagnetic imaging radiation. So again, almost the same thing, and there's more pictures and more figures relating towards this one. The next one here, this one is expiring around 2033. This one as well, the inventor is George Pelikaras, and this one was granted in 2021, and you're able to see that this one here, there is provided a filter for filtering electromagnetic radiation, wherein said filter is arranged to transmit electromagnetic radiation of a first predetermined wavelength and to block transmission of electromagnetic radiation of a second different predetermined wavelength. Said filter comprising a first metamaterial. Optionally, the metamaterial may be formed of a plurality of the material element, wherein each material element is at least one dimension and the size of the material element along each dimension is no greater than the size of the second predetermined wavelength. The filter comprises of a second metamaterial arranged to provide second filtering of electromagnetic radiation, and a bunch of different sketches, etc. Before moving on forward, if you'd like to see more contents like this, make sure to click the subscribe button on the bottom right corner and leave notifications on. Also, don't forget to drop a like to this video, and in the description below you can find my Discord server that is totally free. Now, moving on towards some of the publications that they've released recently. So this publication was on 2019 and it's called Feasibility Study of Enhancing Microwave Brain Imaging Using Metamaterials. Now, this is very similar as well, again, to the patent that was issued just recently and metasurface enhanced antennas for microwave brain imaging. So this is kind of related as well, again, to brain imaging using metamaterials or metasurfaces, and cylindrical electromagnetic band gap structures for directive basin stations antenna. Again, Palicris is one of the main authors here, and this work presents a new method to realize directive base station antennas by incorporating cylindrical electromagnetic band gap structures. And another one here, which is the optical characterization of epsilon near zero and epsilon near pole, and the hyperbolic response in nanowire material. So in this one, they talk about nanowire metamaterials fabricated by around a 30 nm diameter of gold nanowires, and it is an interesting read if you're interested in this kind of stuff. Now, there's a lot more publications this person has put out. So George Palicris as well has mentioned relating towards NTS, the security core that they just bought, and their color optic technology in a really nice, interesting webinar pinned on his Twitter account. And it's also on their YouTube page for nanosecurity. Now, quick thing into short interest and short volume. We're able to see that the short volume currently is sitting anywhere between around, let's say, 39 all the way to around 62%. So that is massive to see the amount of volume being gone towards the short volume side. And that is an interesting thing because it does show you that there is a lot of shorting activity heavy onto this one. And if anything retail likes to do is push shorts out of their game. Now, in terms of institutional buyers, you get to see there's a lot more additions for this one. A lot of institutions are picking this one, which is a very bullish thing for this month. So that's something to keep in mind. If institutions are starting to pick this one, it might be a good pick for you. Now, in terms of technical analysis point of view, we're starting to see a couple of things are interesting. I'm doing a lighter version of technical analysis because this one is really more going to run towards news than anything. But a couple of volume indicators here, momentum indicators, specifically the MACD has gone towards the positive side, and you get to see the histograms are increasing slowly. That really does show a bullish move, a strong move potential. And in terms of the William percent R, you're able to see on the William percent R that it's sitting a little bit closer towards neutral level, but it's heading towards the overbought, which means more buyers are coming in than sellers. And now towards Fibonacci retracements, and the reason why I like doing this one is because high frequency traders use it, and with the high short volume, there could be a good amount of financial institutions really playing with this one. So in terms of the next support level for this one, we're able to see that it's sitting at almost 32 level. Resistances, or 39 level, resistances are 495, 854, 1105, 1357, 1669, and 2172. Now this one does feel a little bit spread out because it's Fibonacci retracements, only specific key supports and resistances. But if we were to zoom here, you're able to see that there is a very strong resistance level at the 385. Above there, you're looking at 426, and above there, you're looking down or up to around 530, and then up to 696, going upwards higher to around 983, and then up to around 1082, going upwards to around 1192, and then upwards closer to around 1366. In terms of support levels, there's very few interesting ones, such as 349. I don't see it breaking this one anytime in the next few days since it's above it, but it's a very critical support. If it does drop below it, you might actually go ahead and see the 313, below there 287, and then the 251. Now, what happens if you drop below the 251? You might actually go on a little bit lower towards the 175, 132, and around the 96 cents. In terms of what I think about metamaterials, now it's very interesting to see a CEO and a founder that is very involved in innovations, specifically as well related to metamaterials. It does seem that the CEO and the founder is very interested in innovating in their field relating towards metamaterials and putting publications out there that has been cited more than 600 times. That on its own is quite significant for me as a researcher myself and person who puts out publications every now and then. Now, in my opinion, I do think that this one does need some time because the technology they're sitting on is quite game changing, and a lot of people haven't really adapted this technology yet, and it's going to take some time to adapt this technology. And as you get to see the short volumes, the massive short volumes, that's a ticking bomb going on towards the bullish side. And I do anticipate that at some level, someone is going to recognize that it's heavily being shorted on the short volume side, and they're going to do something to do about it in the retail side. Now, I do think that metamaterials itself as a technology has substantial applications in almost all both medical and technological fields. And I do think that we're going to see that within the next 30 years. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.